Well, hello there. Today's video is on a topic I've been thinking about for a while, and I anticipate quite a few people will disagree with me. And hey, maybe I'm wrong and I'll get schooled in the comment section, but that's okay because this is just my opinion, and if you hold a different one, I'd love to hear it. But before you start typing away at me, I hope you'll hear me out first. You know, give me a fair shake and all that. Anyhow, the other day I ran a poll on Twitter that asked this question. Besides not believing in gods, do you think atheism informs or influences your beliefs and behavior in any other way? As you can see, quite a few people voted and left their opinion. For example, Savage Atheist wrote in and said, "GC, have you lost your goddamn mind? Stop asking stupid questions. Atheism only deals with gods, you stupid prick. Now stop asking moronic questions on Twitter and get to making me a video, bitch." And before I could recover my composure, Penrin showed up and said, "Yo, dipshit, letting go of supernatural explanations was the thing that changed my life, and atheism was just the result." And this objection was fairly common, although most people chalked up their change in decision-making to their skepticism or their decision to only believe things based on sound evidence, rather than on atheism in particular. And to be honest, my view has changed on this as well. You'll regularly hear atheists say something like, "Well, of course we disagree on that, because atheism only deals with one question, whether or not you believe a god exists." And yeah, that's sort of true. Atheism does deal with one question, but I'm going to argue that it potentially colors a lot of other beliefs, decisions, and/or actions. I tend to think of beliefs like a series of trails, and atheism is one of those trails, and it can link up with many, many others. For example, if someone believes that God condemns homosexuality, you're unlikely to come to that conclusion through your atheism. If I've considered the God of the Bible, Quran, and Torah, and rejected it as a concept, I'm not likely to form beliefs based on my previous belief that this God exists, and had some sort of hand in creating their respective holy books. Now, that doesn't mean I can't come to a similar conclusion using another path. For example, I could believe that it's going against the natural order, or something else equally as stupid. However, I could end up in much the same place as a fundamentalist Christian, but I'd have to use a different path to get there. But I think one less path that leads to a conclusion that results in the condemnation of homosexuality is still a good thing to strive towards. If you sit back and think about it, religious beliefs can influence hundreds, maybe even thousands of other beliefs, which in turn can influence your behavior. Religious beliefs influenced by your belief in a deity can touch on subjects such as an afterlife, a soul, how best to live in this world according to your God, what actions are allowed and disallowed, karma, sacrificing people or animals to appease a god, and on and on and on. It's why some religious people get so upset by people like me who question and criticize their beliefs. We're literally criticizing concepts they have identified as being core to their very being. While I'm saying, rightly I might add, that I'm criticizing their bad ideas, they're shaking their metaphorical head in my direction because, to them, I'm criticizing the beliefs that make them who they are. For them, there's a network of beliefs that inform their decision-making process, and their belief in God and the religion that has sprung up around that belief directly influences or informs a very large percentage of them. And the collapse of that belief system can be very, very painful. For example, quote, "Penfold originally went to the BYU to be around fellow Mormons, but over the course of the 2.5 years he spent there, he started to find the lack of LGBT rights in the church distasteful and was unable to reconcile the idea of a loving God with the evil he saw in the world. This loss of faith in God went beyond the separation from Mormonism, leading to months of depression, anxiety over the prospects of no afterlife, and suicidal thoughts. He's better now, but for a while there were days when he wouldn't even leave his bed." End quote. And while stories like Penfold exist, I think we have to acknowledge that for others, their loss of belief can feel like a great unburdening. Who knew? Turns out, people are complicated. But I digress. My point is that while atheism might only address one question, it can have a widespread influence over all kinds of other beliefs, and as a consequence, our actions. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comment section below. I look forward to reading them. Also, quickly, I just wanted to once again thank you all for your support, and special thanks to my wonderful patrons. Last week I received notification from YouTube that my channel was remonetized. I'm still not sure why I was demonetized to begin with, especially since I didn't change a thing on my channel before reapplying, after having to wait 30 days to do so. But whatever, I guess this is the YouTube we have to work with. So thank you all for your support and kind comments through this difficult phase in the history of this channel. That's all I have for you today. Take care and cheers.
Now you're mine.